What I love about this dish is that it is awesome as a side dish. You can have it with fried fish, pork chops, barbecue, but at the same time, it makes for a great standalone meal. I have this with some freshly made rice. It's absolutely delicious. So let's get started by preparing our produce first. I got here a nice old head of cabbage, and you can see, like, when you buy it from the grocery store, you want to check what state it's in. This needs a good washing. Okay, so you're gonna see here, this section right here is going to be super thick and probably not something that you're gonna want to eat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of cut out the core right here. Now, this comes down to personal preference, and that is how you want your cabbage to be cut. Do you want it like long strips? It all comes down to a personal texture issue. The way I'm cooking it today, I'm gonna kind of cut them into small chunks. All right, I got a mixing bowl here that I'm gonna transfer this stuff. And what you wanna do is you wanna kind of go like this and just kind of loosen it up, because a lot of the cabbage leaves are going to be stuck together. If you feel that the head of cabbage that you bought is yielding too much, you can certainly save it and use it for other use. They're great for making egg rolls, by the way. I'm not crying, you're crying. Next, let's prep our bell pepper. All right, let's face it, when the cabbage gets cooked down with meat, you're looking at a lot of beige food. So this is where the red bell pepper comes in. We're gonna get a little bit of color. I'm going to set these aside, and we're going to move on to starting with browning the meat. Okay, so this is a southern vegetable dish, which means what is our meat going to be? And typically what you're going to see is sliced bacon, or you'll also see sliced link sausages. I like to do it a little bit differently, and I actually prefer to use pork sausage. This is a breakfast sausage, which I feel like really contributes a lot of flavor. The other thing is, when these sausage bits are all crumbled up and mixed throughout the dish, the flavors are going to be a lot more integrated. I'm using a wok here, but feel free to use any kind of pot or pan you want. I like being able to toss the cabbage around and it's cooking, so I'm getting this hot. Typically, I would use some bacon fat to get this started, but I am all out, so I'm just gonna use some canola oil. All right, so I'm gonna crumble my breakfast sausage. What I love about breakfast sausage is that it's got a good blend of seasonings, including sage, that really like carries through and transfers flavor to the other ingredients that you're cooking with. You don't want any large chunks, so you want to crumble it up as you're browning it. Once we got it sufficiently browned, remember it is going to continue cooking a little bit longer once we add it back in with the cabbage, but we're going to transfer it to a holding bowl of some kind. We have the pan hot, then we get the oil hot, and then we are going to drop in the onions. Typically with most other dishes, I usually wait till the onions get nice and golden before going on to the next ingredient. However, cabbage and onion cook very similarly, so I'm going to add cabbage. Okay, so I like to get some of my cabbage pieces to be a little bit nice and charred. There's two things that's very hard for a man to do, and that's tell his loved ones he's sorry for all the pain and suffering that he's caused them, and also how to say Worcestershire sauce. Now if it's getting a little too dried out and too hot, you can add in additional liquid like water or chicken stock. Make sure we get any kind of juice that's left over here. So this is the point I was trying to make about the pork sausage, is that, you know, you and your guests, with every bite, you're gonna get some of that flavor versus, say, a link sausage, which you slice it up. If you enjoy it that way, that's fine, but I kind of like it this way. Now this works fantastically as a side dish, and to be honest, you can even use it as a main dish. I like it in a bowl with some steamed white rice, and this is perfect. Okay, I spoke earlier about the bell pepper. I'm gonna add that last, and that's because I like that little bit of freshness in, and I want it to retain its color as well. So with your personal preference, just keep cooking down until you like the texture of the bell pepper, and then you're good to go. An important note about salting, I'm not giving a specific amount. Here's why. The Creole seasoning has a good amount of salt, including some MSG, I believe. Nothing wrong with that. And also the Worcestershire sauce has some. So what you want to do is taste and then add any more salt that you feel the dish needs.